Oh, yeah. Ronnie, can I get some sound effects, some ad-libs?
Oh my God, that looks amazing.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to a special episode of Fung Bros Food. We are here out in Soho at a very, very cool Chinese restaurant with a very, very cool Chinese guy. We got Ronnie Chang.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for helping me improve my street cred.
All right. First of all, Ronnie, if you want to improve your street cred, do not do this.
That is, I got it.
Do this.
You gotta tell me the Chinese gang signs. I don't even know. Gang.
Gang.
Yeah.
Okay. So today we are going to be going into Pinch Chinese. We're going to be making some Xiaolong Baos. We're going to be eating food, talking Asians. Let's get into it.
All right, everybody, we are in the kitchen of Pinch Chinese here with Fred, AKA Sai Hua. Ronnie Chang makes a Xiaolong Bao.
No, we do this every day at the Daily Show, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Before lunch.
Before
Great.
lunch, yeah. Actually, I'm responsible for making lunch, and this is part of my daily routine, really. I mean, how's that, Sifu? He said this was okay.
All right, let's.
So he's wrapping up the dumpling right now.
I haven't seen David concentrate like this in a long time.
Oh, you know what? Xiaolong Bao.
That looks like someone ate xiaolong bao and then threw it up.
Okay, he said mine specifically is unacceptable.
Yeah, he said yours didn't even close. The takeaway is how hard it is to make every single thing you see that comes on the table.
We were briefly talking about how Xiaolong Baos have become almost like a part of popular culture. And just in general, there is a small wave of Asian things happening in Western media.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. The Crazy Rich Asians is coming out.
Live action Mulan is being made. There was that short film
By
Bao.
Domi Shi.
I honestly just think that it's an age thing. It's people who are now in a position of decision making, are younger people who have grown up with Asian culture. Our stories haven't been told, so it's an untapped place for storytelling. And so it's weird to not see Asian people. If you tell a story in America and you don't see Asian people, it's like, where are all the Asians?
Everybody from the cast of Crazy Rich Asians, everybody's getting a lot of interviews out there. I can see that there is some misalignment, or I guess misunderstanding who you guys are, what you guys represent.
So I'm half Malaysian, half British.
And Constance, where are you from?
Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond, Virginia.
You got Jimmy Kimmel asking Awkwafina a lot about China, which is like not really her thing.
Where did you live?
In Beijing.
Oh, in Beijing. What was that like?
It was cool.
Why were you there for a year?
I just saw recently on Sway, and I love Sway.
That gives us an interesting insight in the life and culture of, I guess, Chinese Americans, right?
I love it.
Yeah,
More like Chinese people from Asia.
He didn't know if you were like representing Chinese Americans or Chinese from China or Asians from Asia, and you kind of corrected him.
Let's just say Asian Americans. There's Asian American Taiwanese people, Asian American Korean people, Asian American Japanese people. And even in China, Chinese people, you have the Hokkiens, the Teochews. It is extremely complicated, even with the best of intentions, even with bringing full knowledge to the situation is already quite complicated. You can't play the African American game because we're not that game. Well, our game is different. Our story is different. So we just have to be patient in explaining things, and also quick to move on and not get lost in the weeds, so we can talk about what we're here to really promote and make some money.
All right, so we're gonna go dig into the duck first. Here we got the pancakes. Yo, look at this duck, bro. Just.
I don't know what it is about this universal human thing of wrapping meat in a wrap.
Similar to the dumpling or the sandwich, I feel like people want to hold something together.
I could tell that the duck they picked was very fatty.
That Peking duck was hella good.
You guys, I feel like we have to go for the Xiaolong Baos next.
Oh my gosh, to the Asian media wave.
Cheers to the wave. May it never end.
So good, man.
Oh, that's really good.
Guys, I'm gonna do something really crazy. I'm gonna wrap a xiaolongbao in a Peking duck skin, and I'm gonna roll this up, guys.
All right, we're going in for the cumin ribs.
Those look amazing,
That's
man.
so tender. Like, just falls off the bone.
Yo, you guys, we gotta try the bacon, egg, and cheese dumpling. This is so New York.
Bacon egg dumplings. That's a great idea. How can no one think of this?
I would say it successfully tastes like bacon, eggs, and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For the Cantonese in us all,
Lo Bako, I want to address some of the criticism of CRA. One, Henry, and Henry's a really great guy. We met him, super humble, nice guy. He identifies more with his Asian side, but aesthetically, he doesn't necessarily look more Asian than white.
He's more Malaysian than most Malaysians. He's Aboriginal Orang Asli. When we go to Malaysia, he's eating at the roadside, man. He's talking to the people.
because people need to see the movie before they like.
Yeah, I think
you do.
so.
Oh, yeah. Ronnie, can I get some sound effects, some ad libs?
Oh my God, that looks amazing.
My Vietnamese friends or my Cambodian friends, right, are watching this movie, and I think they generally support it, but they're also like, yeah, it's not like at all talking about our story or people from our country, Vietnam and Cambodia.
It's a story about a very specific family in Singapore, you know. So I don't know what would have been better. Don't call it Crazy Rich Asians. If we call it Crazy Rich Chinese Singaporeans, would that have made everyone a little, you know, the fact that it's called Asians is making everyone, you know, a little angsty. But
It might not be the exact progress that you want, but it's absolutely progress.
it is. And can you imagine trying to create a story that addresses every single one of those issues that you just described? So it needs to represent
Allow Asian, Filipino, Aboriginal, Indians, and be rich, show people in position of power, but also show the mundane realities of day-to-day life and the authenticity of Asian Americans in New York City and Houston, in LA, and the Hmong people.
Why don't you write that story and you know let's see how that story goes. I really want.
It always seems like it's got to be Chinese, and it always seems like it's got to be rich. You said,
Really,
like, progress
I mean, Joy Luck Club wasn't about that, you know.
it was about poor Chinese people.
Yeah, about poor Chinese people.
Ronnie, you're so against trolly Asian Americans.
Dude, I'm just against. Dude, no, I'm just against trolly people because my point is like, don't waste your time complaining about something. If you don't like something, go make something better.
Leaving a comment is not creating it.
All right, we have round 2 coming, but we also have another special guest.
Introducing David.
Victoria Loke.
Glorious, glorious.
Hi, I'm Victoria Loke. I am Fiona Ching, Ronnie's on-screen wife. So at NYU, I developed my own major because I went to the School of Individualized Study, and I wrote a thesis on cognitive decoloniality, which is using cognitive neuroscience and contemporary philosophical discourse applied to analyzing the project of decolonization, both in terms of culture and the individual.
White people in Asia is what she did her.
Yeah, pretty much. Like white people in Asia, whack, you know. Some whack. Yeah, on some whack.
She was talking about the colonialism in Southeast Asia.
Exactly.
I can tell that the conversation has just switched up since Victoria being here. She came in here with the sunglasses and just dropped knowledge bombs.
Born and raised Singapore.
You're a fob.
Yeah, I'm a fob. I'm mad fob. I'm less fobby than him here because like he's only here 3 years. I lived here 5 years.
I went to the schools in Singapore, so I'm Pioneer
Right,
Sec,
because as a Malaysian, that's what you get put into. You get put into the worst Singaporean school.
I put to the worst Singapore schools. She went to literally the best Singapore schools.
Is it instead of okay la, is it like okay la?
Yeah, I feel like my classmates sound like that. My classmates really do sound like that.
As we divvy up this food, and we have In Win chicken, obviously Siji Do, Sei Guai Dao, your classic.
This is the classic Chinese dinner meal.
Maybe the best way to eat green beans in the entire world.
Yo, just looking at this makes me feel happy. Well, crab noodles is also very Singaporean. To go,
Okay, not everything is Singaporean, Ronnie. Oh my God.
I play Edison Cheng in the movie. He is.
And this
Not-
is not
not
at all
Edison
based
Chen.
off Edison Chen.
Edison Chen
Playboy
from
Oh my
Hong
god,
Kong.
I wish. I think like what people really liked about our dynamic was that how my character was just like so over his. Like so over anything that her husband is doing, and like she's not gonna like this, but I kind of base that off my mom. My mom has the best looks of like derision and contempt for the people around her that she doesn't notice, but like she does it subtly here and there, and I like picked up on that and kind of it came very naturally to me too.
We had really good rapport right from the start, and I mean, look, we're not exactly the main characters in the thing. So we were making up backstories for scenes and like lines.
You know, our couple's dynamic is very similar to a lot of Chinese couples dynamics. Like our old aunties and uncles, you know, they're like yelling at each other and bickering, but they actually do love each other.
Yeah.
It's just the way they communicate.
So there was some kind of creating or improv involved in this, it sounds like.
We came up with a lot of stuff that made it into the movie that wasn't on the page, you know, a lot of lines, a lot of little like major jokes where just before the scene happens, I'll tell Fiona like, hey, let's do it this way, let's do it where you come in and you're about to introduce yourself, I just cut you off, you know, stuff like that. Like,
Right, stuff that wasn't written in,
right,
but it made it in.
Right, and because she wasn't given a lot to work with either, so it's just like, okay, how do we stick to the script but still add to it?
Do you feel pressure to almost be more Asian or represent Asians more in your career moving forward, or what things you say?
The answer to your question is, so f YouTube comments, and I kind of been in that place for a while now, and I have my own internal pressures of my own standards that I put pressure on myself to do, you know, to present stories in a certain way, to tell this type of story in this way is my own pressure that I put on myself. I'm very happy to get this platform to keep on doing it, you know.
So for myself, I feel that this is very in line with what I've done anyway. Like I've always been very well researched and very involved in these things, and so for me, speaking about it comes a bit naturally. But then I also feel that it's unfair to make like people like Ken, you know, you don't see people expecting one white person to represent all of white people, and like I think, you know, some people choose to take on the role of speaking about these things, and some people choose not to, and I think we should respect that.
Is your guys' favorite scene one that you're in?
I think the one that we're in, I think is probably my favorite scene.
Yeah,
you know,
I really like it.
Because it opens with us and it's just silly.
Yeah, and we have our 3 children sitting there who look so cute on screen, and it was a nightmare to shoot that because it was a single shot.
Yeah, it was also the first thing we shot.
The first time we shot together.
Name a story each specifically that you'd like to see get made, since this is gonna like break the door open a little bit.
Didn't you say Wendy?
Wendy Day.
Yeah, it's your dream story.
That's a good ass one.
Yeah.
You're trying to play Wendy Day.
Yeah.
Yo,
I want her to give me
crazy.
lessons. I want to learn how to get a hit in life, courtesy of Wendy Day.
Yo,
And she's
Classic, classic. I don't want to say stereotype of a dragon lady, but kind of.
She's gonna take over the world, you know. Like
that is one of the archetypes of a Chinese girl, I would say that.
She does it to like with such finesse.
She
should have a movie about her for sure.
Oh
She
yeah!
finessed
Oh my
the
god!
world.
Yeah! She finessed the world.
I'd love to see the story of the young Asian superhero who happens to be part of the Avengers, so that he can be in the next tier of Marvel movies. Yeah, so I got a TV show, Ronnie Chang International Student. It's a sitcom coming out on Comedy Central August 13th. So watch it on the channel and on the app. Or you know what the hell, just pirate it. Just watch it, however you want to do it. Also, I'm doing a stand-up tour around America, so check RonnieChang.com for my tour dates.
And I will be probably back and forth between here and Asia a lot more now because I have representation here. So I'm hoping to have more projects soon that I can show you guys.
Yo, you guys, thank you so much for doing this.
Go out and watch Crazy Rich Asians. It has currently 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Which is not easy to do, yeah. Because everybody hates everything these days, so 100%. Can't ask for more than that for Asian project. Yeah.
Thank you, Ronnie Chang, Victoria Loke. Until next time, we're at Pinch Chinese.
We out. Peace.
Okay, so we are here with Sean Tang, the owner of Pinch Chinese.
The idea behind the restaurant was taking food that I grew up eating with my family, or the chef grew up eating with his family, and kind of bringing that to New York. The more Chinese restaurants, the more people go to Chinese restaurants, the more people get a taste of our culture and really start to understand where we're coming from and what we're trying to bring to the table. I really think this is a good time to be a Chinese American because, movie aside, the fact that China's opening up is great because more and more people travel there.